On this episode of Drug Wars.
Hashtag Martillo.
Martillo, aye, sir. Red Stinger, off deck.
A look back at the busts of Operation Martillo.
Nos vamos a abrir. Ellos van directo por el arrecife.
This guy's gonna beach here pretty soon, I think.
From the U.S. Navy and Coast Guard to Panamanian and Colombian forces.
No tengo visual. Hay demasiada selva. Los perdimos. No tengo visual.
To undercover agents and informants.
Con una sola palabra mal dicha, error de que dudan de que uno es ley o de que uno está trabajando al servicio de algún organismo del Estado, inmediatamente lo matamos.
The war on drugs is now in its fifth decade.
America's public enemy number one in the United States is drug abuse.
Fueled by consumers in the United States, it continues to generate billions for the cartels. For 3 months, Fusion embedded with the men and women fighting the modern-day war on drugs. And they gave us an unprecedented look inside a new international anti-narcotics operation called Martillo, the Hammer. While we were there, the operation seized $400 million worth of pure cocaine. This is Drug Wars. Fusion embedded with the Colombian Navy, or Armada, in one of the busiest ports for drug exports, Cartagena. The drug supply chain begins deep in jungle laps and reaches all the way out to the coastal cities. To keep drugs from leaving their country, the Cartagena Armada works closely with its international partners.
It's different in Colombia now than it was 30 years ago. We have a much better relationship working with the police officers, working with the government. So I think we have made the cost of doing business much steeper.
Entonces, ¿qué vamos a hacer el día de hoy? ¿Va a continuar el dispositivo de aseguramiento del canal de entrada de Cartagena? Claros, estamos claros, ¿no?
Intel from undercover agents and other informants plays a vital role in Operation Martillo.
Cartagena sencillamente es un paraíso fiscal para el transporte y la ruta de narcotráfico porque nuestra posición geográfica, si la podemos observar en las cartografías, aquí tenemos, por decirse así, una posición privilegiada porque estamos en todo el centro del Caribe. Aquí podemos distribuir hacia Centroamérica, México y Islas del Caribe y las distancias son cortas.
Hoy tenemos información de posible salida de droga, tenemos una lancha para poder cubrir ese evento. En el día de hoy se debe estar ya reuniendo toda la información disponible y necesaria para poder hacer la operación como tal. Si es así, de pronto esta noche tenemos algo de operación y de movimientos para poder cubrir esa información.
This agent has been working in deep cover for 15 years.
Con una sola palabra mal dicha, error de que huelan de que uno es ley o el que uno está trabajando al servicio de algún organismo del Estado, uno inmediatamente lo van matando. Y no es matarlo, sino uno lo cogen, lo torturan hasta que llegar donde está la familia de uno para acabar con la familia de uno también. Y cuando uno está torturado, acaban con la familia de uno y el último que muere uno.
Toledo has become a trusted middleman for the cartel. He connects drugs to overseas clients, then provides intel to U.S. and Colombian authorities.
Con este trabajo de inteligencia, con la ayuda de los sensores, con el trabajo de nuestros aliados a nivel internacional, nosotros logramos desbaratar estructuras del narcotráfico.
In this operation in Cartagena, the Armada is able to act quickly on the intel. They have a Navy ship, the 11 de Noviembre, on hand to coordinate an Armada intercept boat. And an American surveillance plane.
Un contacto superficie por radar, marcación 00, distancia 5 millas, velocidad 21.
Todos atentos a un posible contacto, señores.
P31 Foxtrot, this is Colombian Warship 144, over. I am conducting a new operation. This is not a drill. I say again, this is not a drill. Target position. 13 degrees, 38.4 minutes north.
we're turning towards the target right now.
Este es un contacto que tiene una velocidad superior a los 20 nudos. Inmediatamente lo clasifica mi oficial de guardia como una Go Pass. Iniciamos el procedimiento de interdicción. Hemos enviado la información a los otros medios que están en el área y estoy esperando tener comunicación con ellos efectiva para continuar con la interdicción.
Be advised, target is on radar.
Off the coast of Cartagena, the Armada intercept boat plots a course to surprise the suspects from behind.
Pronto nos encontramos en posición en el área ordenada.
Mantenga entonces rumbo 020, máxima velocidad. El contacto ya está muy cerca.
The American P-3 plane spots the target.
We have a contact on IR. It looks like him. We show wait.
Intel in Panama on another go-fast leads to a large response by Panamanian troops. In this case, informants gave up details on a drug shipment from Colombia.
El comandante nos ha encomendado otra misión por la cual han sido convocados acá. Se tiene información de inteligencia que el área del archipiélago de las Perlas se tiene un caleto de droga, la cual la están empezando a sacar en pocas cantidades, de 100 a 200 kilos hacia la ciudad de Panamá. De frente, ya.
Coming up on Drug Wars.
Luces.
Tenemos embarcación que se está dando la
Pendiente, halcón, pendiente hacia el pueblo de Veracruz, cambio, hacia el pueblo de Veracruz, se va avanzando hacia el pueblo de Veracruz.
Se tiene información de inteligencia que el área del archipiélago de las Perlas se tiene un caleto de droga, la cual la están empezando a sacar en pocas cantidades, de 100 a 200 kilos hacia la ciudad de Panamá. De frente, ya.
Panamanian troops prepare for a land and sea operation. Intel says a Colombian go-fast is headed their way. A SWAT team gets into position in case the Colombians make it to shore.
En este momento vamos a lo que es el área de operaciones. Es un distrito que mantiene una de la mayor tasa delictiva, ya tanto de lo que es delitos como homicidio, narcotráfico y crimen organizado.
Since they started dealing with Colombian and Mexican cartels, Panamanian officials say the gangs here have become more organized and more violent.
Anteriormente no podían entrar carros civiles, no podían entrar personas caminando sin que los delincuentes vinieran y lo atacaran. O sea, ellos tenían el sector totalmente controlado.
¿Qué están buscando por él?
The police here rely on a system of street informants to track the gangs and their drug trafficking. But according to American officials, these aren't just local problems.
These organizations are destabilizing local communities, cities, and even to some extent, the potential to destabilize countries. That's why we and all of our partners are engaged in this effort to combat them.
Ya tenemos el apoyo aéreo aquí, tenemos el apoyo aéreo ya. Pendiente, halcón, hay una embarcación que se viene aproximando hacia nosotros.
The helicopter spots a go-fast heading right for the police boats.
Luces.
Tenemos embarcación que se está dando la
Pendiente,
fuga.
halcón, pendiente hacia el pueblo de Veracruz, cambio, hacia el pueblo de Veracruz, se va avanzando hacia el pueblo de Veracruz.
The go-fast turns and heads for shore.
Acuse recibo, pues ahí la lancha encalló. Los tres que se mantenían a bordo procedieron a la fuga por el área de Chumical, copió, procedieron a la fuga.
Copiado, pues por el área del pueblo, se movilizaron por el área del pueblo. Tercero me pula, nosotros vamos a mantener adelante, segura con la carga. Mantengo aproximadamente 3 tacos.
In Cartagena, the Americans and Colombians are conducting a joint operation after they received intel on a shipment of drugs.
Okay, we have a contact on the IR. It looks like him. We show a wink.
The P-3 Orion surveillance plane used to hunt Soviet subs during the Cold War. In the drug war, it scans the ocean for small boats loaded with fuel cans and drugs. And in this case, it guides the Armada to their target.
We show the target to be a go fast. We're approximately 15 from target.
Roger out.
But the Armada speedboat is struggling through some rough seas.
Toronto, solicito apoyo con el radar.
Contacto radar.
028, distancia 2 millas.
Tenemos la embarcación aproximadamente 1 milla, señor.
Recibido, procede a hacer la interceptación de la motonave.
But the suspects soon spot the Armada boat chasing them and hit full throttle.
Toronto, tengo visual la motonave, la tengo visual. Se le hicieron señales lumínicas para que se detenga y no lo ha hecho. ¡Barrios, bengala! Está botando las vacas. Ubícate a 90 grados. Artillero, alístese. Deténgase.
The traffickers surrender without a fight.
Somos tropas de la Armada Nacional. Pasen a la proa. Todos a la proa. Pasen todos a la proa. Mano a la nuca. Mano a la nuca. Quieto con el celular. Posiblemente podría ser tráfico de estupefacientes. Continuamos con el procedimiento normal, realizando la inspección.
Ahora lo que está haciendo mi tripulación es asegurando al personal, neutralizándolo, pues le darán los derechos del capturado y continuaremos pues, con el procedimiento de acuerdo a nuestra legislación.
After reporting to the 11 de Noviembre ship, the officer escorts the suspect back to port for a full inspection of the apparent drugs found on board.
Vamos, detrás de nosotros.
According to officials, the cartels use the go-fast and other modes of transportation for what's known as micro-trafficking. That is, smuggling only small amounts of drugs each time. Mexican cartels buying a kilo from a Colombian lab can pay up to $2,500 a kilo with 90% purity. By the time the same kilo hits the streets in the US, dealers will have cut it at least 3 or 4 times, selling each kilo for about $45,000, reducing its purity to about 60%. And crack cocaine has been diluted so much it contains just about 10% pure cocaine. Coming up on Drug Wars.
Lo escucho, informe.
Fusion embedded with the crew of the USS Rents, another key part of Operation Martillo.
Rents, this is Compo Pluto.
In this case, the crew received intel and are in hot pursuit of a go-fast that is now hours away.
What we're doing right now is considered a long-range intercept. I'm maneuvering at my maximum speed to an intercept point that we've calculated based on the known position, course, and speed that's being tracked.
And again, the P-3 surveillance plane operated by the Department of Homeland Security provides eyes in the sky.
I have a position. Target is changing course now to 010, slowing down to about 30 knots.
Bridge calculated true wind at 235 at 7 knots. They're about 115 miles away, going 30 knots, so we should close them in around 2 hours.
Flight radar, the target is increasing speed now to approximately 40 knots.
We are the front end of the hammer. We stop them out here at sea. If not, then we drive into the hands of our other forces.
They're going 40 knots, continue pushing them to the east.
And flight radar, the helo is reporting they have a visual on the go fast. They have a visual. Yeah, we're going to be handing off to him here momentarily.
Full fleet, roger, out.
Now, the Rents must rely on her helicopter to track the Go Fast, but it won't be easy in the dark of night.
Very good range for the helo.
About 15 to 20 minutes to go on a collision course. Target event, change course to 040, sir.
Bridge XO, come to course 030.
Pitch black out here. I got to get the visual from them.
I have the helo go over.
Go over.
Right there, we are going over.
Just fine as well.
In Panama City, troops chase down a Go Fast. The suspects beached their boat and ran. A case that started as an intercept on sea is now a manhunt through the city streets.
Vamos a esperar a la autoridad competente para pagar el levantamiento de esos sacos cambio. El personal de tierra ya se mantiene en búsqueda de las descripciones que usted está dando, ¿copió?
Copiado, comando, vamos a mantener el área asegurada hasta que venga la autoridad competente, ¿copió?
Afirmativo, así es.
But the police are tipped off on a possible hideout of the smugglers.
Avance.
No lo escucho, informe. Informe, equipo 1, equipo 2, informe.
Mantenemos uno. Grupo 1, mantenemos uno. Informa. Comando, ahí mantenemos 3 sujetos, pues, ahora mismo se rindieron. Mantenemos 3 armas recuperadas. En cuanto al personal de la OFEC, sin novedad, comando,
Copiado conforme. Nuestro personal sin novedad, cambio.
Afirmativo, ahí solicitamos personal ahí, el equipo para la penetración.
The men will be taken back to Panama City Police Headquarters for processing.
Lo importante de esta operación de que pudimos dar la captura de 3 personas extranjeras, en esta ocasión eran 3 personas de nacionalidad colombiana, 75 kilos incautados y que no se dio ningún tipo de herido.
According to officials, Panama has become a central highway for Colombian traffickers, so the police here have seized more drugs than in any other country in Central America. The Rents is now in hot pursuit of a Go Fast, carrying a possible load of drugs worth millions.
If they make it to 12 nautical miles away from land, then we can't follow them anymore. We can't pursue somebody in the territorial waters.
All the Rents needs is for the Colombian Armada to show up before they lose this bust.
Come to course 030.
Come to course 030, aye, sir.
CO Captain, I want you to go over to Alpha Bravo and I want you to specifically ask if I am authorized to use warning shots.
Very well.
Hey, I need your guys on foreman ready to go with warning shots if I need permission to go with warning shots. Scat's going to be above our heads right here with the 50 cal. I don't want to use them, but if I have to use them because he refuses to stop, then I got to use warning shots. Then you can get him to stop and know that we mean business.
But the drug wars are no run-and-gun operation. Everything, especially the use of deadly force, has to go through chain of command.
Brents wants to know if they can fire warning shots, BWC.
Negative.
Right?
Not authorized.
Brents, this is Com Full Fleet. Negative on warning shots. Over.
With the helo running low on fuel and the territorial water limit creeping up, the Colombians need to speed up and join the chase as soon as possible.
Colombian Navy is on intercept course at 000.
Suddenly, out of the darkness, the Armada appears on their scope, bearing down on the traffickers at full speed.
Sir, from the helo has visual on the Go Fast and on the Colombian Patrol. The Colombian Patrol class is coming alongside the target of interest at this time, sir. Target of interest come to all stop, sir.
All right, passage out of south.
Patrol is coming alongside of them right now.
Colombian Navy is coming alongside target of interest and is conducting intercept.
Although these guys got past us, we kept the chase on, we kept the helicopter on, we kept the lights on behind them, and drove them directly into the Colombian Navy.
Weeks later, the Rents finished up her deployment with this large bust, made possible with assistance from solid intel through Operation Martillo.
Martillo's been fairly successful in that we've been able to get 229 metric tons since Op Martillo started. But even more important than just getting the drugs is the synergy that we've been able to develop between all the different partner nations in the Martillo operating area.
Get close, he's got him. He's got him.
Go to dark cutter ventures.
Pablo Escobar en uno de sus libros. Aquí en Colombia no se debe consumir droga. Si a nosotros nos la compran allá arriba, tenemos que venderle a la gente droga. Por eso yo transporto droga. Porque si los americanos quieren cocaína, yo les vendo cocaína. Yo soy un negociante.
A few months after this interview, Fusion learned from a reliable source Agent Toledo was killed in a drug operation. He worked for many law enforcement groups, none of whom would either confirm or deny his existence or death. In the world he inhabited for over 15 years, the truth was always elusive.